Dear friends, we have a panel discussion post which, so we will have a very quick panel discussion among, I request Ankita Parihar, co-founder of Utpan, to come on the dais please. We have Mr. Rajesh Reddy, SR Agro Farms, to come on the dais. He started recently a retail chain as well. He has 3 retail shops with over 100 employees in his firm. We have Mahesha from My Chicken and More, who has nearly 300 employees and he is spreading across the city. We have Nandus, who have nearly 60 chicken outlets across Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, and they are expanding exponentially. And yeah, I request Mr. Anjan Goswami to moderate this session, and they will have panel discussion.
I welcome on the stage Mr. Rajesh Reddy, founder and MD of SR Agro Farms, who also has started a retail segment farm. Then Mr. Mahesha, the founder of My Chicken and More, who has been doing a wonderful job in the retail segment. Ms. Ankita Parihar, the co-founder of the mobile-based application Utpan, which is an agri-fintech digital technology platform with the buying, selling options. And Mr. Pavan, Gopal, Chief Marketing Officer of Nandus Food, our very own Nandus Food, all of us we know and growing very fast. I welcome you all on the stage. So this session is going to be an interactive sessions I have been given the responsibility to moderate. So I prepared few questions in relevance to your specific sectors, in relevance to what you as an entrepreneurs are foreseeing as a sector or the divisions, and just to throw some lights on that. So I should start with then Rajesh. So first, obviously, you take a little bit of minutes of time to talk about your venture, I think, before even I raise questions.
Yeah. Hi everybody, good evening. I am Rajesh Reddy Shivashankar. We are a complete farm to fork concept, like we have breeders, hatcheries, rural integration, and recently we started our retail outlets also. This financial year we have more plans to start more retail outlets also. And we just started with retail outlets, and my family is into the poultry business for the last 25 years. And we are quite aware of the poultry things which is happening. Yeah, I mean, we can talk more once we start the questions.
No problem. Thank you so much, Rajesh. So I would just take the opportunity here to know about each one of your ventures in 2 minutes in a nutshell. Yeah, Mahesh.
Okay. So thank you, Doctor. So good evening to all. So I am Mahesha, founder of My Chicken and More. I started my career in 2007. So before I worked in poultry feed marketing and processed chicken marketing. With that experience, I started this venture at my age of 24. So now I have 21 retail outlets. So doing 100 crore turnover and having 300 skilled employees.
Please, big round of applause from Mahesha. Fantastic job, and it's really impactful, Mahesh. Ankita, would you please take 2 minutes to talk about what Utpan is trying to do?
Sure, yeah, thanks Anjan. Hi everyone. First of all, thanks to all the organizers for actually inviting us to this panel. It's a great opportunity for me to come and present Utpan. I come with an experience in digital products which help scale. I have prior experience of running these kind of products which are related to financial services in US. Now, over last almost close to 7 years, I've been in India. Agri has been a very interesting choice for me to understand the kind of problems that people face when they are actually tries to raise funds as they are growing. Poultry happens to be one of the very high impact industries in India, which actually contributes a lot to the employment, a lot to the production and the GDP. So Utpan has been actually doing all its efforts to kind of bring all the farmers, producers and buyers and sellers on the platform and trying to understand what are the problems that they are facing in terms of their sustainability, in terms of their growth, in terms of having right to access to the data. And we've been growing tremendously at a very good pace with the entire appreciation by the industry folks. We are 25,000 users strong at the moment, and we look forward to I look forward to share the insights that we are trying to bring in. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita.
Good
Good evening, everybody. I thank KPFBA for giving us this opportunity to come and represent Nandus. Is this better? So, I represent Nandus. We are the consumer-focused arm of the Nanda Group. The larger Nanda Group has been in poultry production, as many of you may know, since 1963. And I must thank KPFBA, the president, as well as Mr. Khan for this invite to represent Nandusi.
Yeah, thanks, Pavan. So with that, we would just create a few questions directly to all of you on different perspectives of how do you see the impact of that. Rajesh, the first question goes to you. So we talk about most often, so today these questions what I have prepared is mostly towards the consumer facing and marketing and future technology, etc. Because in many of the forums we enormously talk about the productions, efficiencies, nutrition. So they're also equally important. But I thought we can keep our focus today more towards the communication, marketing, and human infrastructures, digitalizations, etc. The first question to Rajesh is, how do you see the impact of this? Because like you have just initiated to start this whole retail part of it, the effective marketing and communication playing a role in as such as the poultry sector.
See, definitely marketing is the key. Whatever product we have and whatever best product we have, we still need to tell people that what we have. So marketing is the key. I mean, now the customer should have should take an informed decision about what he is buying and all. So definitely I feel marketing is a must for any product. Even if you see the best of the movies or with a great storyline or best of a jewelry shop, even they run ads across the city to tell that what products they have. So marketing is the key. As far as I understand, I think unless and until we tell people what we have and how we do it, definitely it will add more value to the brand.
Yeah, thank you, Rajesh. A question to Mahesh. How do you see the shift in consumer behavior in terms of adopting to value-added and processed meat and meat products from traditional butcher shops?
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. So it is a very relevant question to our industry. So because we have more than 95% is live butchery shops. So normally we will sell our all live poultry through live shops. So we have very minimum percentage of chilled. So it is very big challenge for us because even for our company, we started in 2007. We took lot of time to even make break even for our first store. So there are major challenges from the live bird store. Normally that owner will open the store. So and he will have direct contact with the customers and he will maintain some a good relationship with the customers. From there to ship to the organized or branded retail outlet, it is a huge task. So from there, even My Chicken and More, how we come up with that challenges. So we set up the store, maybe that consumer friendly, and we hired local employees to effectively communicate with the local customers, and we came up with a different product. Like normal live bird chicken shop, they have usually they will sell only whole chicken or maybe live chicken or one or two product. So we came up with the portions like chicken boneless, chicken drumstick, like that. We have more than 13-14 varieties. Also we so in our stores we sell seafoods and fish. So with all these things and our friendly outlet, so we come up with this. I think I hope I answered your question.
Yeah. Thank you. We got your point. So Ankita, the question to you is because the Utpan is more towards the farmers focused. And we all know that along with the multivitamins and other additives and nutrition, vitamin M also is very important for the growth of the sector. And in the grassroots infrastructure is a must of it. So what is this alternative credit worthiness that you talk about, and how do you see the different financing opportunities in the Indian poultry sector for the farmers? Because like we talk about the entrepreneurs, but at the end we all do contract farming to take out our products to the retail. So how do you see that? Yeah.
I would like to actually explain the nuances of the digitization of any particular industry or any particular process with an example. We have to always see the outcome of, if you are digitizing a process, what is an end outcome to the end user. For example, when Swiggy started to digitize the entire journey of actually onboarding the restaurants and actually having the entire delivery chain digitized, the outcome that we see right now is actually we get our groceries within 7 minutes at our home. So whenever we are actually looking at the digitization of any journey for even farmer who's actually right at the grassroots level, what is the outcome exactly they are looking for and how exactly the digitization benefits. So credit eligibility and credit worthiness happens to be one of them. I happened to enter the financial services industry almost close to 7 years back. Prior to this, I was in genetics, so I really thoroughly enjoyed all the sessions, technical sessions that we had prior to that, because I was in human genetics before this. But in financial services, what happens is, up till 7 years back, or even up till some close year backs, if you're actually applying for a phone, and you're actually applying for a loan, it would take at least a day time for you to actually get the entire underwriting done, because they will look at your bank statement, where you're salaried. If you're not salaried, it's even difficult. But at the current time, we are actually looking at 30 seconds response time. And this is the tech part of it that comes in. When you come to talk about a farmer who's at the grassroots level, who's actually earning on a daily basis, who's actually having their daily wages, because that's how the family is being fed, where exactly the data is lying. So the overall idea of how Utpan and many other agri-tech platforms which are actually coming up in India right now and are being promoted, and very successful modules have been running in Africa also for that matter, is that we are able to capture those data points in the system somewhere. The moment you are actually able to capture something, so for example, if you are able to showcase your 3-month salary slip or 3-year ITR statement for enterprises, it's easy. Because you can always say that, okay, this is my income, this is my debt to income ratios, etc. But for the farmers, if they are able to show those transactions somehow through help of a platform or any marketplace, which Utpan is also trying to do, it helps in creating the reliability about the earning potential of that particular user. That's what Utpan's role is right now, and what we are actually working, and we are not the only platforms in India which are being actually promoted, but we would actually proudly want to say that our focus in poultry industry specifically happens not just like larger enterprises, but the contract farmers also who are working in are actually able to come and build the transactions. That means when they actually come and sell a batch through the platform, there is a particular unit data point which gets generated for them. That data point can be always used to actually substantiate with the financial service provider that yes, this person is actually eligible, because his monthly income you can easily deduce from those data points. So that's the overall idea of the outcome that the digitization, any marketplace or a platform like Utpan would want to bring in.
Yeah, thank you, Ankita, for the clarification. And now my next question goes to Pavan. So Pavan, like you have been a veteran in different sectors and you have worked in different organizations, you have been associated. So now, like from a couple of years, I see that you are with Nandus and doing things phenomenally. So where do you see this whole meat retail sector in India in near future? And what are some of those key trends and innovations that are anticipated to have a significant impact in this sector, you feel?
So one of the foremost things is creating access to good quality product. Right? All of us as retailers or even farmers, when we are producing a good quality product, our job as marketers or businessmen is to make sure that this product is easily available. And who is going to be the fastest to the kitchen? Right? So value addition ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. Value addition ಇಲ್ಲದೆ profitable business ಇಲ್ಲ, profitable business ಇಲ್ಲದೆ business sustainability ಇಲ್ಲ, business ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. So it is a cycle. The role of every founder, I think you mentioned it in your presentation, every CEO, every managing director is focusing on sustainability of that business and what's next. But how do we create this value addition is a very important thing, or at least in metros, given the lifestyles all of us are leading. One change which has already happened is the advent of quick commerce. Before COVID happened, retail stores ittu, live butchery shops ittu, marketplaces ittu, pick and drop services ittu. But quick commerce ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ರಪ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಂದಿದೆ. In fact, in Bangalore, I would say the organized home delivery of meat accounts for a lot more sales than organized offline sales. So the trend of people getting busier, lives getting more complicated, them wanting convenience and them wanting a ready-to-cook chicken, a value-added product which is the chilled processed meat, which I'm sure my colleagues here would agree is only going to increase, and creating access to this good quality product is the job of the entire industry and not one brand or the other, because no single brand will be able to do it.
Thanks a lot, Pavan. So we'll go back to Rajesh in a similar format. So how do you see the role of, because of course, apart from a very few companies, the automation and mechanization is not that prominent in our sector yet, to be very precise. But being a young entrepreneur and now getting into the sector up to the retail, so how do you see the role of automation and mechanization in the growing poultry sector?
Yeah, I think going forward, automation is the only way to be in the industry, because the economy is growing now, and we already are facing a lot of shortage for skilled labors, be it in the farms or feed mills or in the processing plants and all. Every company, I think, if they go for automation in every field, like be it in farms or anywhere, I think that will do for us. Without automation, I don't think we can survive for long.
Combine a question along with that in the interest of time. So what is your gut feelings on what I talked about, the collaborations and mergers and acquisitions in coming years to come? Do you align with that?
Yeah, definitely I agree with you, but collaborations and mergers should happen based on the vision and the mission of the company. I mean, good interests come together, then yeah, it might happen, but now what's happening is a big company shark is coming up and eating up the small fishes and all, so I don't go with that point. Of course, when the mission and vision of the company is right, then yeah, definitely they can go for it.
Right, yeah, thank you so much. Mahesh, coming back to you, so some of the best practices for maintaining high level of hygiene and cleanliness of chicken outlets, how can these practices be because we understand, because I'm also an insider in the poultry, we take a lot of efforts in terms of our from production value chain, from breeders to feed mills to up to the retail point. So how do you see that? Do you feel it is effectively being communicated? What is your take on that?
So this is again a very good question for me. So maintaining hygienic and so cleanness in our outlet, so in the meat outlet, is essential, and it is very important because we are handling the food. So maybe it is a livestock before slaughtering. So after slaughter, once it is reached to our store, we will think and it is considered as a food. And we need to maintain utmost hygiene to maintain that product. So first and most in our store, so we will design the retail stores scientifically to maintain the hygienic. That scientifically, so the store infrastructure we will take care of seriously. Then the plumbing, so complete water and drainage systems. So we will have a completely updated a new system to control the smell and all these things. And again that air exhaust. So we will follow that fresh air comes and bad smells so goes out properly to ensure that our stores are maybe bad smells free and to attract women and kids to our stores. Now another thing is, so we have to use that whatever the cutting tables and portioning machines, that food grade 304. So it will give that that good ambitions, and so it will help us to maintain the hygiene at our stores. And to effectively communicate, so first we will train our staffs that how we are maintaining and how we have to maintain. That and through some of the posters, some educational flyers, so that same thing we will communicate to our consumers. So this is how we are handling our stores effectively.
Because that is very, very, very important that what we do practices, if it gets communicated to consumers, so the willingness to pay always goes higher because of that satisfaction.
We must do that.
So now coming back to Ankita again. So you have been a person of analytics. So you have spent time in world's best institutions like Indiana University in the area of analytics. So how does analytics play a role? And you feel that how does analytics would play a role in predicting and decision making in the future of poultry sector? Because mostly as on today, we all have been used to of like taking intuitive decisions like, oh, what had happened last year, who said what. So you being a person from core analytics, so what is your take on that?
Great. Thanks, Doctor. So for me, the take on analytics is essentially the information is always present, and as Dr. Anjan presented during the slides as well, the information is always around us. That means it is either in a verbal communication when you are actually picking up a phone and asking about a rate in Maharashtra's market, or for example there's a WhatsApp forward which is actually happening, or some news article actually coming in. But the overall idea and the power of the data happens when you are actually able to present insights to someone. That means when you are actually, most of us would be having a Demat account and you must be share trading. So when we are actually able to see a particular stock of Adani or BEL or whichever industry that we are trying to track, how exactly the stock prices are actually moving, we are able to predict, or we are actually able to take a decision that how much investment we want to do and when do we want to do that. Similar thing as I've been seeing closely this entire agriculture industry from an external point of view is that if you're able to present something in historical trends to the end user, that means in last 15 years or last 5 years at this particular type, Kharif Rabi, for example, we are dealing a lot with maize farmers right now. If you are actually able to share with them over last 5 years on this particular price or at this particular date, you are able to place your crop, the effective sales are going to be higher or the production is going to be higher, because there are certain other elements which might have happened in the last 5 years through yearly time which the data actually shows. So what we have tried to bring about in Utpan app right now is like how you're able to see the trends of your stocks in last 5 years. You're able to see the trends of the commodity prices also at the market level. Now why market level is, again, if you give the entire data of the country in one go, it may not make a lot of sense because every rate varies in India from market to market based on the supply and demand in that particular market. So it is very essential for users to have this information in hand to be able to make better decisions when they are actually growing and making a placement. Apart from that, the moment actually an information related to the particular price trends in that particular area are growing that much, and you are actually seeing so much of the supply through the platform because there are batches created. Even the buyers are actually able to see and benchmark in this particular market or in Karnataka market, these are the availability and this is how my prices are going. So at any given point, user actually should have that power of data to be making the informed decisions. That directly turns into the profitability or the revenue that they are going to be making. That directly turns into the financial standing that they have. That directly actually implies into the finances that they can raise to grow their business. So that's how I see the overall power of the data, which actually goes from every transaction or the commodity value to the final outcome of being able to grow a particular entity or an organization.
Thank you, Ankita. It is very relevant and well said. So a quick question to Pavan again back. So you have been into the technology in terms of your mobile app. So you have your, I think, 50 plus stores now. So what is your take on if we have to talk about the physical stores vis-a-vis the hybrid model or the omni-channel or vis-a-vis the online retail? So what's your quick thoughts? And rather, I should put it key, what do you suggest in terms of the comparatively to our aspirant, any entrepreneurs who would like to follow the path that you have been taking?
I think hybrid model is the most profitable, and the yield per store and the revenue per store goes up. Being open to walk-in customers as well as being able to deliver to people who can't come to the store. So the consumer truth is atva maneg hatra irbeku atva maneg talpisbeku. So both is possible only through physical retail stores, and I think a hybrid model is the way to go forward. In terms of technology, to add to what Ms. Ankita was saying, there's a lot of this consumption pattern, especially in the meat industry. You know, right now all of us know what season we are in and how much consumption goes down. Area to area it differs if you have multiple different retail points. So forecasting the availability of stock and having that, minimizing that opportunity loss as well as minimizing the wastage or dump, because we all deal with a perishable product. I think that is where technology will play a further more important role in the coming years.
Very well said, Pavan. It's very relevant. So one quick round and we will close these discussions. So you can keep your answers as precise as possible in the interest of time, because I had already been hinted that we should now wind it off in some time. So like we have been talking about the attracting talents, because poultry as an industry is vast, but still we see that not many very young talents or very prominent talents we can attract as a sector. So how do you feel that the industry can address to the issue of the attracting and retaining talent as a sector?
See, as far as I understand, attracting young talent, they don't only look at money. They look at what brand they have been associated with, and the awards, recognitions, what they get in the company. I think these things also matters a lot. Apart from the salary, apart from more salary, what they get from other industry or the same industry, same different company or whatever it is. I think to retain talent or to bring in new talent, I think they should feel a sense of getting into the brand, big brand. Then only I think they are open to work.
That's a very good point. In fact, even in my talk also, I emphasized on that part that governance comes here and plays a significant role. Governance within the organizations. Thank you. It's a relevant point you made. Mahesh, one quick question to you: that what are some of those opportunities or hazards you see that could be brought about in these trends that is like and that's coming up, that trends like everywhere we know, right? Then when there is an opportunity, there is always a challenge, and how effectively you feel can be managed broadly, whatever you feel in that way.
So there are huge opportunities. So especially for the modern retail businesses like us. So still we are hardly just maybe some 2 to 3% in the market. So there is huge opportunity to opening these stores and maybe making profitable. So as we are the entrepreneurs, from last 15 years I am doing this business. So it is a really good scalable and profitable business model. So even that we are growing every year. So last year I opened 5-6 outlets, and this year we are planning to open another 15 to 16 outlets. So this is the opportunity for us. And even recently even our company is valued about some 250 crores valuation, and we are yet to receive our second round funding from the our existing vendor. So like that we have very huge opportunities, and again there's challenges from the government. There is no support for developing skilled professionals or employees. Even maybe in your ITA diploma, there is no courses available for understanding the meat retailing or maybe that meat business or poultry skilled developing employees from the government. Maybe I am seeking that support. Maybe our industry leaders could support, maybe to talk with the higher level and get it fixed. So you are attracting that always we have a challenge attracting the employees and training them, because now after this Ola, Uber and all these delivery companies, so they are giving that 25,000-30,000 rupees salary, but we can't afford for the pressures for paying that much of salary. So we have huge challenges as well as even getting the right place for the meat outlet and even attracting the talent. So these are all challenges are there. Maybe we can address it with the proper execution.
Thank you, Pavan. So we have a bride now next to us. So we can all communicate with this bride and figure out how we can make ourselves prepared for getting into the investments, contemporary way of investment. So while having said that, Ankita, the next questions to you. What is your quick thought in terms of we being as an industry, because you have been observing this industry from last 1.5, at least about close to 2 years, being the co-founder in Utpan and also being involved with the industry counterparts. So what do you see that, how is the prerequisites you feel that in terms of attracting PEVC investments into this sector makes a difference?
Sure. Quickly kind of sharing my snippets on comparing this industry with some of the other relevant industries where a lot of PE and investors have actually shown their interest and have been historically interested. the investors' actually outlook to an industry is like not just related to the enterprise that they are actually investing. It is also a complete outcome of, as Dr. Anjan was highlighting, the sector and the enterprise. Poultry industry being one of the very predominant, having an impact in terms of both the environment and social factors, touching close to 50 million people, as I understand, is not like a small number for an industry to directly and indirectly have an impact. So it does have a strong social and economic impact in itself, and also kind of creating the financial inclusion for the people. At the same time, by actually digitizing and automating some of the processes, as I understand, it actually brings the entire environmental and sustainable factors a lot more positive. That increases the score of the sector as such for any lender. So I come from very traditional non-banking finance experience as well. So I had actually first-hand experience of actually some of the companies being declined for loans only because they actually come from a sector which are actually volatile in nature by the underwriter, which does not sound very positive because for them the scoring of the sector itself is low. The moment the ESG factors are taken in place, the overall score of the industry goes higher. But at the same time, the joining impacts in place helps the overall sector to be more lucrative for an PE investor, and having access to the right data that where they can see how the trends of the industry are moving, because of which they usually move away from any new investments, is also one of the very key factors.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ankita, for giving this insight. So one last quick question to Pavan. So like these online customers or those the urban set of enthusiast customers or over-informed customers, so they have always their growing demands. So how do you cater to that?
The problem is over-informed customers. With the internet and everybody is now an influencer or a commentator, so you get to listen to a lot of things. It's up to us in terms of what we believe. See, I think it's all about keeping it simple, because the product that we offer is something where we don't need to convince a customer why they should choose our product. That hurdle is already done. A good quality product, just make sure that it ticks off certain experiential boxes. The title of your presentation was Decommoditizing a Commodity. Yes, we are a commodity, but when you make it in a chilled form and the way some of us are selling it, you are already doing a certain amount of value addition. So the commodity is no longer a commodity. Standardization in terms of price and focusing on the experience and making sure you do all the right things such that when they want to purchase and giving them that easy, hassle-free experience of obtaining the product is what we need to focus on. The rest they will take care. And I think that's the most important thing that we all need to focus on.
Thank you so much, Pavan. And with this, we conclude the discussion, panel discussion here. And I'm really grateful and thank you all, Rajesh, Mahesh, Ankita, and Pavan for taking out time and participating in this discussion. That is very, very enlightful and informing for the audience. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
I request Dr. Sushant Rai sir and Jafar sir to give a memento to Dr. Anjan Goswami. To Mr. Pavan Gopal from Nanda Group, Nandus, CEO there. To Ms. Ankita Parihar, Utpan co-founder. To Mr. S. Mahesh, My Chicken and More. One to Mr. Rajesh Reddy, SR Agro Farms.
Because he has been working to make sure that this conference comes to a successful end. Thank you so much, Ansab, and thank you so much, members of Karnataka Poultry Farmers and Breeders Association. I request Mr. Khan to kindly propose a vote of thanks.